Hey guys, again, Mike Bland doing this, you know, reconnaissance video for you guys, survivalists, preppers, law enforcement, military, whoever's learning the intelligence gathering in that. So basically, going to show you the gear or the little surveillance loadout I got here in this 511 bag, and this is a decent sized bag to carry some gear in. Water always. This stuff's just thrown in here for this video. One thing I still need to grab a hold of is a really nice, you know, large spotting scope. Been checking out some different ones, probably get an Athlon for that. But as far as gear for doing surveillance with, our reconnaissance intelligence gathering, it's all relative. Like I said, whether you're a bodyguard, military guy, military or police sniper, SWAT team, counter drug unit, whatever you're doing, basically you can use a this is a, you know, high def Panasonic video camera, 50 times zoom, and this here is great for you know, watching far off and just recording actual moving video, which sometimes is really good for getting information on your enemies. So binoculars, obviously, you're going to need for really any scenario, and these are Leopolds. These are not the really super high-end ones, like $2,000 or $4,000. These are like $200 jobbers, but they're very clear. I can see pretty much as far as my eyes can see with these anyways. So these are 10 by 42. So these are really good binoculars, but you're gonna, just to, you know, get eyes on, like if you're a sniper, you know, targets, or see if someone's coming your way or vehicles coming your way, or again, a place you're just setting up on to watch in general, to just take a quick peek. You know, you're not going to be grabbing your camera around and looking through that as an optic, and you're not going to be really scanning around with the camera. So everything's going to have its own role when you're gathering intelligence as far as tools, just like any other tools, you know, working on your house or whatever. But so the binoculars you can just grab quickly and look and focus in, you know, multiple different places, and so they're just a real quick use tool. Or you could use them for the entire length of the intelligence gathering also, and you could sit there and watch the whole time and record your notes down. Speaking of that, the most important thing you're going to actually have out of all of this fancy gear is actually going to be always, just like when we were doing police work, the thing was, I mean, if you're a cop or you're a private investigator or some kind of military guy and you're doing reconnaissance and you don't have some type of notepad and pen, you're pretty much going to be worthless, because yes, the military has some of the high-tech stuff where you can do surveillance, and then they can instantly load that up to the laptop and the satellites, and then send it to their headquarters or their command state, you know, command center, or those kind, or a SWAT team could do that as well. But for someone just going to be in a survival scenario, maybe a hunter, a prepper in a grid down scenario, somebody that's trying to gather intelligence, this right here is going to be the most important thing you're going to have. If you've got to get intelligence on these enemies, and I don't really see guys do videos on this topic. It's kind of interesting, because intelligence is always going to be the thing that is going to arm you. You know, knowledge is power, and it's kind of like really cliche to use as an example, but in the World War II, Red Dawn 2, the guys that gave the video, or the, you know, there was the two brothers. There was Chris Helmsworth and his brother. His brother ended up getting the video on a cell phone. He snapped the picture when the North Koreans had the little communications box. You know, they blacked out our communications with the EMP, and they were using this device to set up new communications. Once they got that intelligence on that, they then figured out how to disable that or steal it away. But my point is, once you get intelligence on your enemy, you know, their movements, their patterns, how many of them are, their weapons, their vehicles, how they do everything, then you can start making a plan to then take them down. So last couple things in here, again, high power Nikon zoom. This is a P900. This thing will literally, well, I have literally taken photos of craters of the moon with this thing. Again, Nikon P900, and this thing here is insanely. You're not going to be using a flash when you're doing some type of covert ops or surveillance, but you're going to be taking crystal clear photos with this. I can take a picture of someone's face from dang near a mile away, and you just got to make sure you're very steady. Make sure you have your camo screen over this, your camouflage, because this is going to put off a glare also from a mile away. And obviously, for obvious reasons, you're never going to be using a flash. So I'm going to go over some things with this in a minute, the pros and cons. And the very other thing you're going to need is, in most cases, if you have to get the information back immediately, some type of radio or communications. If this is something you can get the information back to you or your buddies, then you're going to just document it, like I said. So wanted to go over quickly the basic, the minimalist version of surveillance gear. Again, the thing that would be absolutely great in this scenario is a spotting scope. I do not have it on me at the moment, but a huge spotting scope. So, all right, guys, stay tuned for the next video.